Mic check, Joe Banco. Got the flow, lean, walk invisible. Can't see him, cocaine, gotta show your mask, can be real slow. Ring walk, crowd roar, lights dim, stage glow. All the chairs crack, bodies hit the mat. Underappreciated fans know where it's at. Wrestle tales told, every champ, every stat. Blood, sweat, and steel cage, that's a fact. In a world unseen, wrestling dreams ignite. Power bombs, drop kicks, midnight fights. Ropes tight, spotlight, no freaks in the sight. Underappreciated hearts, keep it real, keep it tight. Underappreciated hearts, keep it real, keep it tight.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, however you are, whoever you are, aliens and monsters, bitches and hoes. Put the fingers up for the P.UW.F versus the podcast on the Appreciate Wrestling fans. I'm joined today by a man that should be wrestling, but through the wire, through the wall. Shout out to Krishan. Mr. Joe BNCO.
Can't keep a good dog down, man. Gotta be here representing all these damn topics going on in wrestling, and I gotta let everybody know I'm doing better. So
Exactly.
that I'm not dead yet.
Exactly. Above him, the man that has been drunk, sober, pervy, but honest, Mr. Flint Aimwood-O.
Yo,
Nothing much.
You said what?
I said, when the fuck did honest happen? I was like, go ask his mama that question again.
Oh man, here you go.
We're not getting to that. We're not
Hey,
getting to
can
that.
you
sir.
have a heart for once? Can you have
Yeah.
a heart, a piece of a heart?
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna text your mama right now.
Okay. Anyway, below me, the acclaimed host of the Misfit Nation podcast, Kayfabe Cartel, and Krishan says anything about feminism, Mr. Krishan the Don.
I am here, folks. Welcome to the P.UW.F. I am here with Mr. Alex Coquito, Mr. D-Walk, and the man himself, Joe BNCO, the indestructible, the bionic man himself.
Actually, yeah.
And you know what? Just to go with,
Bionico.
and just to go with the theme of tonight, Joe BNCO for being on tonight is a real nigga.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. And that was past 1 minute, so we're fine, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you hit that likes. Today.
Oh, I'm sorry, I cursed.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I said
right.
after the
Fuck
first
that.
minute, you can see what, yeah,
Fuck
exactly.
that shit.
Yeah, I know. After the first minute, we're fine.
Okay, that's the rule. Gotcha.
Exactly. Welcome to the podcast for Underappreciated Wrestling fans, where we talk about wrestling news and talk, and maybe some reviews for other shows back and forth. Wednesdays, 9:30, Mr. NXT Time with D-Walk, where we exclusively talk about NXT, its love, its hate, and all the booty.
Mr. Invisible Man.
Yes.
There's a lot there.
What?
I forgot to ask. Are we going to be talking about the Big O?
Almost in Japan?
No. The
Oh.
Big O that I sent you the promo that he cut today.
Who's the big
Who's
O?
the O?
Odyssey Jones.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Yeah. But let's start off with something that happened recently. Now we'll talk about one thing, and then we'll talk about the whole in the second topic. First topic:
Oh,
you love him, you hate him, you want to screw his daughter because if you're a different color, you just want to.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Hulk Hogan.
Hey, would have hurt Hogan more if I got her pregnant.
Yeah.
Mm.
Damn it. Hold up. I got you, Mr. Buddy. You thought we were going to get slick with that shit.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
What the hell is even that?
Mark Henry's son's closer to hitting third base than you, D-Walk. So I don't know.
Hey, I can't even say if I want. I can't even say if I want to poke holes in the rubbers either.
And here we go again.
What the hell is even that?
They're gonna have to sign. They're gonna have to sign a contract with their kids.
Yeah. You know what, Joe? You get this one.
Yeah,
Welcome
I have
back.
a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
Tell Hulk Hogan you been a high daughter.
And then this is just for this is
Catch
all
me
dogs
outside.
today, man.
How about that?
Let's talk about what Mark Henry said. Now, Mr. Hulk Hogan. No, let's give it context for everybody. Mr. Hulk Hogan came out on Netflix on Raw with Jimmy Hart. By the way, bless his heart, Jimmy Hart. You're 80 years old.
He's great for coming out.
And no, not even that. The fact that he was waving a flag for 2 minutes straight as an 80-year-old man. Holy shit! Walmart employees don't do that shit.
And the fact that he hasn't aged since 1993.
Yes. Now, when Hogan came out, and since I love having the Mystery Nation podcast here, he came out in a blue state where he was heavily booed. Okay, he was heavily booed. And then little tidbit that happened afterwards when the Saturday Night Main Event commercial came out after the fact after he talked and went away, they said fuck Hulk Hogan. So that's another add-on. But let's get back to the beginning. Hulk Hogan comes out. He promotes his American beer. He says that the best teammates that he has are the fans. He brings up references of Andre the Giant, which boos, Randy Savage, which got heavier boos, and then and everything else. And he says, "Oh, you know, I'm sponsored with WWE with the American beer." Da 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 da. And then after the music hits, he leaves. Now I have the invisible woman coming in a second. What we're going to talk about now is what Mark Henry said after the fact this happened, and we'll have all our general thoughts about this. So here we go. Henry said, and I quote, "Right now, with the social climate and the things that he said and done and lack of effort to try to fix it, people are going to come down on him. I never had an issue with him before I heard all the stuff. Even then, I believe they've given him the second chances. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a fix-it person. I'm not going to dwell on the negative. I'm not going to talk about the past. We're going forward. He never wanted to go forward and fix it. That's what happens when you think that everything is going to go away. It's not going to go away." Continues. Henry was asked if he's talked to Hogan about things said in the past. Henry said he thinks it's going to go away. That's it. It's not going to be that dark cloud over his career. I offered to say, hey, let's do a tour on the black colleges and law schools and explain what happened. He did not want to do that. Now, since we have a special guest, and I know, Joe, I love you, but let's go Krishan first. Krishan, thoughts on Hogan's words, well, the booing and Mark Henry?
Well, I think a big part of the booing wasn't necessarily the N-word controversy. I think it was more because he supported Donald Trump in the election, and he was one of the biggest celebrities that came out and did that. And he was in the bluest state in the entire country. Yeah. They literally voted, I believe, like 80% Kamala almost. So we can't remove the politics out of this anymore just because the people who have gone after Hogan have made this so political that no matter what Hulk Hogan does, he's never going to be forgiven by that side. So that's a big part of why Hulk Hogan also supported Donald Trump, because this election represented that. Everybody who got canceled for some, menial nonsense. And I know you can go, oh, well, you're belittling him using the N-word. Fine. I really don't care. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Black people use the N-word more than anybody on the planet, freely and openly. They call themselves the N-word. So, I mean, to sit there and pretend that, like, what Hulk Hogan did was this, like, huge evil thing that can't be forgiven is ridiculous. I really do believe that it's mainly based on his support for Donald Trump. And the fact is that this election definitely proved that people are done with all that nonsense. People are done with the racism accusations. Most people don't care about that stuff anymore. They just want to make this country better. And you bring Hulk Hogan out to a different city, I'm sure it'll be different. I really believe that's because of the specific place he was in.
I agree.
Okay,
Krishan,
Joe, hold on.
I agree with you.
Hold on. Joe, hold on. Wait. I'll go to you in a second. One second. I just want to give you one question, and you jump on to that after this. Krishan. Now, if Netflix has the balls to do this again, will you think they will give him another TV spot on Raw? Then jump to Joe after that.
I think they should. I don't see why one city booing Hulk Hogan. Let's be honest. That city was being ungrateful. The fact they had, one of the biggest star, if not the biggest star in wrestling ever, to come out and just do a quick spot, just like a "Hey fans, I'm here" kind of thing. I'm not big on those that much anymore, but if I was there live in attendance, I'd appreciate it because it's Hulk Hogan and what he's done for the business. I think it was disrespectful what those fans did. I'm not gonna cry about it. I don't really. It's their right to do that, but I think WWE shouldn't let this discourage them from using anybody if they get booed.
Of course, understandable.
Yeah.
Joe, go.
So I'm going to go ahead and follow up what you said, Krishan, with they also did not cheer the Undertaker like they used to either.
Mm-hmm.
Undertaker got booed too, which shows that it is more political than anything.
And sorry, Undertaker
sorry?
supported Trump too. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. That's why it's more political.
Yeah,
because he got booed also.
Yeah,
that's it. That just proves right there that it was more political than anything. Because what the hell did Undertaker do wrong in wrestling?
I mean, let's be honest. That segment did suck. I know we're gonna get to Raw on Netflix, but I kind of didn't give a fuck about that segment. I almost wanted to boo the Undertaker too, but
now here's something else.
I agree with you, Joe. It's totally political.
Yeah. Now here's the funny part about this. I found this out. 80% of the roster and management in WWE are Trump supporters.
Yep,
I'm not surprised.
80%. Okay, now
not surprised.
Not surprised at all. The funny part about this is that right after Hogan got booed, I can't put this video out there because it's owned by WWE, but there's a video out there. I'm gonna send it to you, Joe, and to you, Krishan, afterwards, where Hogan and Rey Mysterio are in the back, and Rey Mysterio is doing a review of American beer. He drinks it. Oh wow, that's pretty good. He's like, yeah, right. It's really good beer. He's like, oh, that's really good. Thank you, Mexico.
Yeah,
I ad-lib at that, but still. And that just shows you, like, it's true. It's. I wanted to talk about before I get the D-Walk. Here we go. Got a comment from an actual comment. Hogan is an unrepentant racist. Oh God, McGrizzy WY. A couple months ago, Real American Beer Fire. No, you know what? Thank you for bringing that up. And I want to go. I want to pivot.
Oh God, here we go with the fucking woman shit again.
I want to finish the sentence first. American Beer fired a black spokeswoman and told her the promotion was canceled. Then immediately replaced her with a white person. Now, I want to give a shout out to the Misfit Nation podcast because they actually talked about this, where it was not Hogan personally that fired the black woman. It was the PR company that fired the black woman, and it had nothing to do with race. It's just like they didn't want her anymore. She was just like, she was ratchet. Boom. And I'm saying that because they showed evidence of her doing like kind of missing a couple shows before that even happened. She was on the rise, but she was being very cocky in that thing and not really showing up. So the PR team saw that and said, you know what? Cut that shit off.
Yeah.
And they hired a white woman. It was poor timing, but shout out to Misfit Nation podcast. They brought it first. But the people around the world is running with that. And they're not saying the addendum in that part. So I will say that.
Sounds like liberal Democrats to me.
I'll take it a step even further. I won't deny. Sorry, did somebody say something?
No, go on.
Okay. I won't deny that their choice to replace her wasn't racially based. I do believe there's a possibility of that because I used to do brand ambassador work, which is exactly what that is. And a lot of that is based on demographics. A lot of it is based on you being bilingual. Hispanics get a lot of jobs because they're bilingual in Florida. There are racial elements to it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it is my thing. Like if you wanted to sell, you know, a ethnic hair product, and you hired a publishing, promotion company to send you some models, and they send you some blonde white women, I don't think there's anything wrong with you going, no, I need black women to sell this product. You get what I mean? It's a demographic thing. The fact is because he replaced it with white women, and the fact is that he's selling a beer, most likely to, like, you know, rednecks in the South. Like, that's who drinks beer. That's who the big demographic is. If he was selling cognac or Hennessy, then I'd be like, okay, you're being a little, like, that's kind of stupid. You should have a black woman selling that. You get what I mean? There are racial elements to the things we like, and cultural elements to the things that we buy. So I'm not beyond thinking that there was a racial element to it. I just don't think there's anything evil about that.
In that aspect, in that particular instance that happened, no. Now let's get to, and I love that Joe's here because I was blessed. I was hoping he got better to talk about this since he's a historian in this. Yeah. Now let's talk about the real reason people don't like Hogan. Not for the booing part, but let's go back to understanding.
Oh God!
Because let's be real, Joe. Like, we just can't say we blanket. I don't like Hulk Hogan, not because he's a racist and because he said the thing. Whatever. I don't give a shit about that. I don't like Hulk Hogan for the history of all the lies and the fact that he destroyed a union and the fact that he got $100 and something million from a media company that and now he's broke again. Like, this guy, and doesn't talk to his kids. His kids don't fucking like him.
Allegedly.
Well, he also got the money from the media company to represent him and pay his lawyer fees. It wasn't like, we're going to give you this amount of money just to. The company that paid him actually just wanted to defeat Gawker, I think it was.
It was Gawker, yeah.
Yeah. The guy just had a vendetta against Gawker because they put out so much, like, I hate to use this term, but fake news.
No, they're the ones. No, Gawker was the one that put out that tape of him saying the N-word and they were the ones.
Their whole thing is tabloid, kind of trying to destroy people's lives and careers. Yeah. Now, if you think Hulk Hogan's career should have been destroyed for saying the N-word privately, then that's a whole other thing. But
no. I think Hulk Hogan's career should have been destroyed because, not destroyed, but like, we should not be praising him so much because people who are over the age of 40 and wrestling fans remember what he did to WCW in the 2000s. We know you did that. It wasn't and the fact that you were overpaid and underdoing things, and there were so many more talent in the place that you were at the time. He reminds me of the 90s Cody Rhodes. After a while, he thinks he's better than anybody else. I think I'm better. I think I deserve a little bit more money because I have the history. Like, no, motherfucker. Your boot sucks. You can't lift up anything anymore. Sting is the shit. A 35-year-old man named Diamond Dallas Page has more charisma and a vagina sign than you.
Yeah, but that's not that. I don't think that's a fair argument to make, Alex, just because you got to remember Hogan also drew after WCW went out of business.
True.
He overshadowed the WrestleMania main event in 18, I think it was. Yeah. Like, you can't deny Hulk Hogan's star power, and the fact is like, if you're running a wrestling company in the mid 90s, and you have Hulk Hogan on your roster, anybody, like, if you had Stone Cold on your roster in the mid 90s or late 90s, you're going to give him a little bit more special treatment than you are, fucking S.A. Rios. Like, it just is what it is. Equality is not a real thing.
No.
Like, if you make more money for the company, you're going to be treated better. That just is what it is.
But here's that's the debate I put out, that in the beginning of WCW, when he came out and then he turned NWO, he was making money hand over fist. I will never contest that. That's the truth. At the end of WCW, he thought that he needed more money, and then that Kevin Nash and all the other guys that deserved more money because they were the draw. But then it got less and less, and then you brought this dumbass.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to overpower this conversation here, but I don't believe the motive that you're saying. I believe he just wanted more money because he's greedy and just wanted to be richer. I don't think it was the fact that he's like, I'm the bigger draw. Hogan would have pushed for more money no matter what. Like
But that goes for everybody.
that goes for everybody.
Piper, Savage, fucking who else they had back then? Harley Race, all those guys, all the older guys, Dusty Rhodes, Teddy Biasi.
Any of them could have got Hogan money. They would have all did the same exact thing Hogan did.
And Hogan was still a draw even way after that with TNA. Because when he went to TNA, he was still pulling crowds and numbers in the TNA.
Yeah, people hated them even then.
And just to add on one thing, Alex,
yes.
I blame WCW more for that. WCW and Eric Bischoff more for kowtowing to Hogan and not standing up to him and saying, "No, we need to do this. It's better for business."
Yes.
And they gave him too much creative control, and that was where they screwed up. And it was because they were so desperate for Hogan, they just threw him anything. Just come on, please.
True.
Because at the time, it was what tipped the boat.
I think they could have, though, Joe. They could have had more dignity and said, "No, we need more creative control. Throw him a couple more million just to make him happy."
Yeah,
but now
you
we
know how much it
with
tipped.
Hogan what we want.
But you know how much the boat tipped, like the scale tipped toward WCW's favor when they got Hogan away from W.W.F.
Yes, yeah. They were 83 weeks.
Yeah,
that wouldn't have been possible without Hogan.
How I feel about Hulk Hogan? Fuck Hulk Hogan. He ruined my childhood. My whole childhood, he said, drinking milk and say your prayer. I've been doing that shit for the longest. Look how I am. I'm still like 160 pounds.
Look at my arms.
You smoke weed and drink alcohol. That's on your choice, dude. He never said smoke weed and drink alcohol.
You're a liar. You're a liar, man. You eat greasy food, drink alcohol, and smoke weed all day. You don't do shit to help yourself.
Hey, I do. I work.
He eats peanuts. Those are good for you, by the way.
You get saved and then blame Jesus for your drug problem.
Exactly. But before we
Jesus turn water to wine, remember that.
Yes, but I want to continue back to pivot back to Mark Henry. Now, a question for you, Krishan. Because Mark Henry, and Joe knows this, Mark Henry is like a very safe, very respectable worker and wrestler throughout. Everyone respects him. Everyone just will listen to him, like an Undertaker or a Mick Foley or even a Kane. No matter political or not, people will listen to Kane. Whatever comes out of his fucking mouth. But
for now,
would it have been smart for Hogan to at least done that press tour? Just go around. No? Okay. All right.
Because no matter what you do, they're always going to see him as a racist because he said the N-word in private.
And if he goes and does it, that just makes him look like he's more guilty.
It looks worse.
No, Bull made it worse though. He said the ER. He said the RER.
Let me also say this. This is where Mark Henry isn't. He doesn't understand the political landscape.
Yes.
And there's twofold to Mark Henry. I'll get to the other part. He said, we need to bring him to black colleges. Black colleges are some of the worst, liberal hellholes, echo chambers that, there's no changing their mind because they're paying to be in that echo chamber. You get what I'm saying? So for him to do that at black colleges is completely ridiculous. I understand why Hogan wouldn't do that if he understands what's going on. Second, Mark Henry has to say this because of his stature. He's not just a black celebrity. He's not just a black WWE superstar. He's also a black Olympian. You get what I mean?
He's also a talk show host.
A talk show host. Mark Henry is still trying to have a career, so he can't come out and go, I really don't care about him saying the N-word. Who really cares? His whole thing is Hogan should have went on and pretended to be something that he's not, just to make people quell people's feelings. And I really don't care about people's feelings anymore.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan would have went to that black college, somebody would have threw a brick at him.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, D-Walk.
And then he would have had to return fire with a real American beer.
Yeah. And then they would have flipped over his car and then screamed "Free Palestine." You know what I mean?
And then
a black guy would have screwed his daughter.
Right.
And here we go again. We were having a great conversation, and then this.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
Hey, I missed y'all, man. I missed y'all.
But see, that's the point that I was trying to make earlier, Alex, is that all of that, what Mark Henry is saying, this election proved that all of that stuff is over. The apology tours, the cancellations, the calling people racist, deeming people white supremacists and sexist and homophobe. We don't care about that anymore in this country. We do not care. So for him to do an apology tour doesn't matter.
No, you know what? We'll end with this and we'll go to the next topic. You are right on that part, because in this day of age, because Trump won, we're in 4 years of say whatever the fuck you want and just roll with it, because there will always be people that will protest against, in their perception, inequality, hate, and all those things. The one thing we don't need, and the thing we need more, is less Hulk Hogan toe tagging and bagging, because again, you come out, you waste 5 minutes, you say whatever things. We need more Jimmy Hart. We need more. Like, I rather would have had Jimmy Hart in a go-kart coming in waving the flag. I love you guys. You guys have been here since 1980, and then he would have been universally cheered and then left, and he didn't have to stand up. I just felt so bad for a guy waving a flag for 2 minutes. We go right back to the beginning of that. Like, you should have.
I bet his arms hurting.
His arms are hurting, but he got all those. He has tiffy time to rub those boobs on his arms.
No offense to Jimmy Hart, but Jimmy Hart, Hulk Hogan getting booed for 2 minutes straight is still worth more than Jimmy Hart getting cheered for 2 minutes straight.
Yeah, you wouldn't get a thank you, Jimmy. No, it's true. You wouldn't get a thank you, Jimmy, for shit. You're like, thank you, Jimmy.
No offense. I Jimmy Hart, I've known him, he's been around since I was a kid or before I was a kid. And it's like, I respect what he's done in the business, but he's not Hulk Hogan. This is what it is.
He's not Lou Albino.
He's Prince Nana to Swerve.
How dare you be there? That you disrespect.
Yeah, fuck that shit, Joe. How the fuck you gonna dare a fucking beautiful dancer like Prince Nana to fucking that guy?
He's the original people. He's the original beat boy.
He already had 6 hip replacements, man. How you gonna dare you go do that?
He's the original wise man.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Damn it, he was with a lot of Samoans.
Bobby the Brain Heenan was the original wise man.
Bobby the Brain Heenan was an asshole, but we'll get to that later on in life. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go on to the next topic. And let's jump into, since we're already here, Raw on Netflix review. I got a button for that too. Give me a second.
Ick.
Lights down, low, we're in the zone. Talking legends on the microphone. Steel cage stories, breaking bones. P.UW.F, you feel at home.
Now,
killing it.
I just heard about 3 Mile Island Reactor. Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Raw on Netflix review. The Invisible Woman might jump into giving her first time. That, by the way, it was her first time ever casual review of Raw.
We stand Rhea Ripley.
Sorry to hear that.
No further comments.
No. There was some ups and downs. Now, Joe, since you've always been a historian and analyst, give us your honest thoughts on Raw on Netflix. And ladies and gentlemen, viewer discretion is advised.
That shit was trash.
I did not like.
Oh, use your name, fucking Joe. Thank you.
Oh no, I had to go before him. Like, it hit a nerve. Like, I had my Tourette's kicked in.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I love you.
Depends on how much bleach and sun he gets. He might become white enough. Anyway.
Yeah. Go on. Wait, Joe. 1 second.
Shit jerk! You're just a shit jerk, dick fucker.
Yeah, that's the game you want to play tonight, huh, buddy? Huh?
Yeah.
All right, Joe. I got you.
I got more for you later. Don't worry.
Go on, Joe.
He walks picking his spots tonight, but he's hitting every time. I got to give him credit.
All right, so we got Monday Night Raw hitting Netflix. It's supposed to be the biggest event in like history, and I felt let down. The camera work was shitty. I felt like the cameramen were not capturing the wrestling like they should have been. I felt like they were slow on their camera angles and catching the slowest, most opportune, stupidest moments that I've seen, Like every chair shot in the beginning or every weapon shot looked like a Hogan chair shot. That's how slow they all were. It was really bad. It was terrible. I stomached through the entire event just so I could say I made it through it. And I'm like, I hope they fix this next week.
I couldn't get through the second hour.
Now, let's give a casual viewer. But let's go by match by match. Let's just talk about it to where I remember.
Tribal
we had
combat.
the tribal chief. I know we had the tribal chief match between Solo and Roman, which everybody had a smudge in it. Yes.
Hey, let's also put into the fact that we still had to watch commercials on Netflix, which doesn't have commercials.
Fucking sucked.
It was it really was.
Yeah.
Maz.
Can I just say this before you start, Alex?
Go on.
because I haven't done a show on my Kayfabe Cartel. Go follow Kayfabe Cartel in case I ever start again. But I've been like looking for the moment of like, okay, this is gonna be the moment I jump back in, right? Because I'm like looking for the moment for the beginning of the year. Yeah. And I was like, this is the moment right here, January 6th, Netflix, Raw. They're promoting it as this new thing, and it just did not bring me back. I was like, I can't. I don't even want to do a show on it.
No,
but I'll let you go ahead. It wasn't the thing that brought me back, sadly.
He had that Price is Right.
Right. Hey, what about the Mario sound when he died? The very first Mario game when he died.
Now I want to say this real quick. This show, as a whole, felt like a house show. Like a straight up fucking house show. And my girlfriend's like, what do you mean a house show? I'm like, I had to, again, my girlfriend's a casual viewer, doesn't really watch the main product. And I had to explain that a house show is where you go and matches that are badass. You never see them on the main roster because these guys don't have cameras on them. They actually have fun. They learn how to perfect moves and adapt to things that they want to show on camera. Watching the tribal chief match and everyone having a schmoz coming in at the end, that's a house show. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan for the fucking 18th time. 18th fucking time.
But didn't this? You know what this reminded me of too?
What?
The performance center during the performance center during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what? You know what I was gonna.
That was better. That was better.
You know what I was gonna compare it to? It felt like a Saudi show.
A little bit. Like,
yeah, like almost like I don't know if this is lore. I don't know if this is like canon.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a house show? Is it? That's how Saudi shows feel to me.
Yeah, and what was worse is that you end the show with, and again, I know people love Punk, and I'm gonna say this real respectfully. You ended the show with Punk and Seth. Seth carried the whole fucking match. And I watched it twice. My girlfriend watched it with me. She's like, "Oh, who's that guy?" Like, that's Seth Rollins. That's CM Punk. And let's just go with this. And I watched it again by myself, and I was like, "Damn, this is like when Finn Balor fucked up his shoulder, and Seth tried to carry the whole match because Finn's shoulder was fucked up."
To me, Roman Reigns should have been the last match.
Yes.
Yeah. It was weird that it opened the show. You know,
because Seth and Punk garnered more heat and more people wanted to see it.
But it wasn't great.
Let me just make this point real quick, Alex.
Of course.
The two like big returns, right? The Rock and Cena. This is where the show, like, this is the pivotal moments that showed, like, because I've been saying it for a long time. I don't understand how people like praise Triple H's booking. I think they're only praising because it's not Vince McMahon anymore. But honestly, there's really no difference between Triple H and Vince McMahon towards his, like, losing it days, right? The Rock comes back. I get excited. Me as a fan, this is where I'm at. I'm like, okay, final boss comes back. He is a heel, right? So we're all thinking like he's going to come back as a heel and do, continue the storyline. but he comes back and completely baby faces it up, right? To the point where he's like ball washing Cody Rhodes. And I'm like, I don't understand this. They're even online like toasting and drinking Terramana. It's like, I don't understand any of this. The Rock then crowns Roman Reigns as the new tribal chief, as the the original tribal chief. No like progression of storyline, no nothing. Then we go to John Cena.
Yeah.
Huh?
Technically there was. That's the part that's the part they didn't tell you. You had to watch Netflix the next day.
Yeah.
You had to understand what he meant. Like he turned back to the final boss on NXT and he explained everything on NXT. That's what I mean.
Got you. They're trying to get people to watch NXT, so they're getting The Rock over there. Okay, I got you. I gotta watch The Rock. I haven't watched The Rock on NXT. Sorry.
Yes, he was a dick on NXT. He explains it. Go on.
Now, John Cena is where it really pissed me off because The Rock was just a question mark, right? I was like, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I don't get it. Part of me was like, is he just faking this? Is he trying to be magnanimous and it's just fake? That's what I felt like it was, right?
Yeah.
Now, John Cena comes out and he's doing this whole build up and he's doing this promo and it's like, okay, holy fuck, I think Gunther is about to come out or Ludwig is about to come out and they're about to have a promo battle. They're about to usher John Cena into this new feud and we're going to get the beginning of John Cena's new run. And then it builds up to John Cena just going, I'm finna be in the Royal Rumble. Bye.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, so are we now just gonna get John Cena playing the the greatest hits where he just comes out for the Royal Rumble, then he's gone for 4 weeks, then he comes back when WrestleMania or Elimination Chamber's coming? Like we're gonna get that same old bullshit. It's not gonna be a John Cena real like run. It's gonna be a celebrity run, if you will.
We're gonna get John Cena losing the Rumble, John Cena losing Elimination Chamber. John Cena winning the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then unsuccessfully cashing it in.
You're missing one part
again.
John Cena questioning if he still got it, so he has to have a little feud with somebody on the "Do I still have it?" feud.
No,
but here, D-Walk. I agree with you here, but I think I'm the opposite of Joe's predictions. I think he's going to win the Rumble by some weird chicanery. And then he goes to fight either Cody or whoever. I think he's going to fight Cody. That's where, shout out to B-Mac, wherever you are, we love you. He's kind of predicting that it's going to be Cody versus John Cena. Now, the part that's very interesting is that we don't know what type of Cena we're going to get. It's not going to be the same Cena we saw in the ring. It's going to be a Cena, but it's not going to be the same Cena. So we can get Ruthless Aggression to Cena. We can there's speculations that we can get Ruthless Aggression. We can get Thugonomics. We can get even NWO Cena. If this is his last one, he could be a little bit. The purpose of now and the Rumble and WrestleMania, Cena has projected that he really wants to be interacting with his character on the way to his last match. So I'm like, all right, fine, that's cool. Go for it. If you could be NWO Cena, the thing that Bray Wyatt wanted you to be that. Or Thugonomics. You got writers now. You can write Thugonomics songs.
The problem is, Alex, is their writers fucking suck. They really do suck. They're not good at writing storylines.
Oh, hell no.
And I hate to be like negative on this. I wanted to be positive, but honestly, like I don't see this being anything special. It's just going to be John Cena's last run. He's just kind of making it's you ever seen A League of Their Own where the guy tells Tom Hanks, hey, listen, all you do is come out, you wave your hat, you wave to the crowd, and that's all you got to do.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what John Cena is here to do. Come out, wave to the crowd, throw his hat out, give you your last like bit of nostalgia.
Hey, listen. As they would say, dun 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 dun. John Cena sucks. Dun 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 dun.
Here's the thing, though. They don't do that anymore, which is the part that because of Peacemaker, it's kind of like washed it away. It wasn't Fast and Furious that washed that shit away. It was actually Peacemaker that like, damn. And again, shout out to James Gunn. You're gonna continue Peacemaker season 2. You're gonna keep doing that. Have fun with that. Go on. Really have fun with that.
Let's be honest about John Cena, man. It's over.
I know.
That's it.
I know, but he's not Flair over. He's John Cena over. Flair's trying to come back again.
I mean, I just wish John Cena would have did this shit at least 5 years ago.
John Cena does not.
Well, that was middle of the pandemic, so it wouldn't have worked.
It would have been shitty.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been
Okay.
really
Well, even 3. Okay, 3 and 2.
John Cena does not need to do. John Cena does not need to do what he's doing now. He's already done it. And by the way, they already broke WrestleMania. They already said that it was going to be. They're estimating that it's going to be Logan Paul versus Gunther for the world title at WrestleMania.
Oh,
yeah. I'm sorry to hurt everybody's feelings.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What
the fuck are they doing?
And
Listen,
Roman versus Cody.
I don't dislike Logan Paul. Like, I think he's actually, like, I give him more credit than most wrestling fans, but I'm like, it's just it's like, what are they doing? I just don't understand it.
They're explaining that's what they're doing. I've been reading it all over the internet all the past 2 days that it's going to be. They're talking about Gunther versus Logan Paul main event at WrestleMania Night 1.
Yep.
I think when I was watching this Netflix, the thing that I thought was like, okay, I fell for it. I'm an idiot because I got excited about this.
Same.
And then I realized, okay, when WWE promotes something as like Netflix, WWE on Netflix is the big thing. That's the big deal.
You're the best.
Right? That's all we should expect. It's WWE on Netflix, nothing else.
Yes.
We shouldn't expect anything bigger than that. Now we did get, The Rock, we did get John Cena, but they didn't really do anything of impact. They didn't really do anything. It didn't matter. So
we did see Macaulay Culkin. So
now that's a big deal.
Culkin.
We got Macaulay Culkin.
Culkin got the pop that he should have.
Yeah,
I also thought it was a bit of a travesty that they kind of ignored Eric.
Vanessa Hudgens got a pop.
Yeah.
They gave Topanga all the love, but no.
Oh my God! Shout out to Topanga. But here's the point I'm bringing up these. But here's the point I'm bringing up these celebrity, like these guys. And shout out to Travis Scott. You a real one for smoking blunt on the way down. I get it. I'm like, I gotta do a show. I'm anxious. I gotta smoke a blunt on the way down to the fucking ring. Which, by the way, they brought up after the show, and Mr. Yeats, like, I was just trying to to wave it away. There was kids around. I can't be smoking that shit right now. I get it. Biggie was laughing, but the fact that the real celebrity that I don't want back that came on that fucking show.
Wale
was fucking no. Wale's everywhere. It's fucking Nikki Bella.
Ugh.
She was there, and now they're saying that
And she did her dance. She got up and did her lit.
I know, but that's the thing, though. I don't want her back, but then there's talks in the back, maybe rumors that she might be coming back. Krishan, good or bad idea? Let's go.
I don't care about women's wrestling. So anything to make it, to give it some kind of buzz, go ahead. Who cares? The one thing that I thought that was like a little, there's another kind of thing, a criticism. Yes. The fact that like the only really controversial thing that happened that night was that, a gangster rapper came out and smoked a blunt during the entrance. Oh my God. Wow. What is this, 1999? It's like that, like WWE couldn't come up with something to kind of like create a buzz or something. This is where I'm saying, like, I was just disappointed in the whole show. Speaking of women, I don't know, I'm kind of moving on, but
go on.
Well, go ahead with the Nikki Bella thing, because I feel like there might be more.
Joe, good or bad idea, Nikki Bella comes back, because and then, by the way, they said in commentary, she's one of the pioneers of the women division.
No, the
Bitch,
fuck
she was
not.
a pioneers of the she was a pioneers of the fucking divas division, and the divas division fucking sucked. Which I tried to explain to my girlfriend, which I kind of did, that the divas. You know what, Joe? I love you for this. Can you explain what the divas division was?
Sexy women showing themselves, bouncing around.
Yes, and how long were those matches?
Usually 5 to 10 minutes.
Don't be modest.
Mostly defended in bra and panties matches and mud pit matches.
Yeah.
Can
pillow
I-
fight matches and
Can I give you an unpopular opinion here?
Go on.
I say bring it back.
WWE's 90s Sable era and the Divas division,
Yes.
better than what they're doing right now with the women's division. Way more entertaining, way better. I'd rather see tits and ass than women doing technical moves that they can't even finish. They can't even execute the fucking moves.
Okay, I will. Okay, for Krishan, I love you, but you deserve this too.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
I was
He
going
deserved
for it.
that. He deserved that.
big ass titties, 20s.
I can make the argument. I can give you a full-on argument.
And I will. I want to debate this right now because before we get to the next topic, and Joe knows this. I kind of disagree on this part because since 2000, the Bailey match with Sasha Banks, Joe, that was like 2016, right? Okay, from 2016 sporadically until now, women's wrestling has been like great, superficial, kind of crappy, kind of and now, because you don't watch NXT, I'm guessing, women's wrestling over there is actually pretty fucking good. And Joe can contest that, and D-Walk can contest that.
Yeah, but do you think that there's like there's a correlation between NXT getting better and also them having sort of this like, secret initiative to have better looking women on the roster?
Oh yeah, they're doing that. They're doing that already in NXT.
But that's what I'm saying.
Only hires fat asses.
Because every time I argue with somebody about women's wrestling, they always throw at me, what about Bailey versus Sasha at Brooklyn NXT takeover and this and that? And I'm like, yeah, that was a great match, but name another one. Name something else that like was on the map, like that made you. But no, I know you could probably name some, Alex, but I want
five
you to.
for Sean. Easily
I want you
fast.
to. But the point is why does everybody throw that match at me specifically? It's because there's really nothing else that you can just pull from the barrel easily.
It's because Krishan, it's because it's pre-programmed in people's heads.
Yes,
right.
It's pre-programmed in people's heads to use the same exact matches to say, "Oh, women's wrestling's great because of X, Y, and Z."
Sasha Banks is still in interviews bragging about that match and she's trying to make it seem like that's why I'm great. But in reality, it's because she hasn't had a great match since 2016. She sucks.
No, okay. My perspective on this, because everyone has a different perspective on things. My perspective on this. No, wait a minute, Joe. Hold on now. You know I always bring you logic in this. I see the perspective of the Bailey versus Sasha Banks as the origin.
About Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks.
Hold up now. Hey, calm the hell. Okay, hold up. God damn it.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Fucking D-Walk is killing me tonight.
No, okay. For me, the perspective of the Bailey Sasha Banks match was the origin of the beginning of good women's matches. For me, because like I said, I can name you 5 matches right now, wrestling wise, between that point until now. One, look, right now I'll say it because I love women's wrestling because of the fact of the wrestling, not because of women. Sasha versus Bailey, 30-minute Iron Woman match. Asuka versus Nikki Cross, our last woman standing match. Io Sky versus Candice LeRae, good NXT Women's title match. Thea Hale versus Roxanne Perez, that happened last year. And Jada Parker versus Lola Vice hardcore match that happened about a month and a half ago. Recent. Okay. And you know why I say those matches? For the simple fact that with women's wrestling, I don't look at them as just tits and ass. I look at them as like, you better fucking bring this shit. And some of them, out of the very many tits and ass, have actually done fucking wrestling. And you, Krishan, as a core wrestling fan, I believe in my soul, love the art of wrestling, not just like
I don't know what that means, to be honest.
The art of wrestling is like
the art of wrestling is storytelling,
but also moves, also psychology. Also,
no. There is a technique to wrestling, like the actual wrestling itself. But the wrestling itself doesn't fucking matter unless we know what the storyline is. Like, for instance, if I'm watching a movie and two guys start fighting for no reason, the entire time they're fighting, my thing is like, okay, maybe they're doing great moves, maybe they're doing good karate and cool things, but why are they fighting?
Yeah,
that's always what I think. Yeah,
okay, I get that.
So when Agent Smith is fighting Neo, I need to know why they're fighting first. That's why you have an hour and a half of a movie before you show them fight.
True.
So that's the point, is like two people. That's where we have to arrive at a point of like, we have to understand in this conversation before we even arrive at a point of what makes a good wrestling match. To me, it's the story build up, it's the story itself, and then the story playing out in the fight.
Okay.
And so let's also remember,
match means nothing to me.
Okay.
And let's also remember the fact that in wrestling history, women in wrestling have been used as nothing more than side pieces and eye candy. That's it. They are used for visual aid because you are selling a man's product.
In the past.
And also, Joe, again, the reason why, because innately in the world, in society, women, this is the really secret thing that people, this is the dirty little secret. Women love to be objectified and men like to objectify women. So why can't we have that in wrestling? Why do I have to respect a woman's wrestling prowess when I really innately I don't care? I just care about how she looks.
That's the difference between you and most, and not even you and anyone else. Like, that's between different people who are watching wrestling. Joe knows this. I love Jada Parker as a wrestler. I really hate that she uses her ass as a finisher. She uses it as a spear. That's literally what it is. It's an ass spear. And people love that shit. I don't, because she's a talented soccer player that's been adapting to the wrestling scene so fast. And I like that. But with her, no, Lola Vice, I'm a Latina. She shakes her butt, and her move's a fucking spinning back fist.
Can I make a?
But she's a legit MMA fighter that's done MMA things in the ring.
Let me make a man comparison to this, right?
Yes.
The one wrestler, one of the, like, probably on the top of my list of wrestlers that I want to see return, because I like, he entertained me more than pretty much anybody in the past 10 years.
Yes.
Enzo Amore.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
Now, you can make the argument Enzo wasn't great in the ring. He wasn't a great in-ring technician. He wasn't a great hand to have around. However, Enzo was fucking entertaining, and he drew people into the building. He sold merch. He sold. That's the point. Is like, I'll take 1 million Enzo Amores over one. You know, I'll take one Enzo Amore over 1 million Nevilles. You get what I mean?
Okay. All right. I will respectfully say I get the Neville part. Thank you, deep reference. Second,
Andrade, whoever put in.
But no. You're right though. Neville was a boring, one of the greatest athletes of all time.
Yeah.
Boring fucking wrestler. However,
yes,
when he turned into the bastard Pac, that's when he's like, okay, this guy's a piece of shit villain.
So now he's a dark elf with a beard.
But he never evolved that. He never evolved that thing. He just like, okay, now I'm a heel, and now I'm gonna do dastardly things. And it's like, okay, but what's your character? Like, what is your motivation?
There is.
I remember
for him.
I remember when I got into like acting a little bit at one point. That was the thing they always said: is what's your motivation? And I don't think any of these guys know what their motivation. Look at Ricochet.
He's a bastard.
Ricochet has no clue what he's doing.
Oh,
yeah, now he does.
Now he's
Now he
figuring it
does.
out. Yeah, because he stumbled into something.
Mercedes Monet
Hey,
still
look.
been in NXT still now.
Ricochet has gotten real ruthless and like maniacal and like almost serial killer vibes.
And guessing of that, here we go to the next one.
Let's go. Oh, wait. Alex, I'm so sorry.
I got you. Go on.
Before we move on, I just wanted to say one more thing. The Undertaker on the Raw thing.
Yes.
I thought that was one of the dumbest Undertaker appearances ever.
Yeah.
Oh
I
God,
kept asking around, like, why did the Undertaker appear? And everybody was like, oh, because he has tattoos and Rhea Ripley has tattoos, and they kind of have the same, like, they're gothic, I guess. Like, I thought that was one of the like most obvious, like, please keep Rhea in your thoughts so that she doesn't, because I think they're afraid that Rhea's not gonna, like, she's gonna lose her overness. Really,
Thank you for bringing that up, though.
She's not gonna be good enough.
Yeah.
She's not gonna be as good as Liv was.
She sucks.
Now, here's the thing,
I think Liv, I think Rhea on the mic is horrible. I think she in the ring is okay. Don't get me wrong. I think she's okay in the ring, but I think she's the true heel in the storyline. And I think WWE is having a hard time trying to sell us that she's actually the baby face. And I think they're afraid that the fans are going to realize she's actually the heel in this. She's a piece of shit.
B-Mac coming in. Now, I actually believe that too. And let's bring out the fifth member of the P.UW.F, Mr. B-Mac. Hello, are you, sir?
B-Mac.
Can you hear me, sir?
Give him a second. Maybe his mic needs to be unmuted.
Yeah, that's good. But my thoughts on this before he starts talking, my thoughts on the Rhea Ripley, I feel bad for her, honestly, because like you just won the championship again. I did like how Netflix brought up all the stats of the other wrestlers side by side. I did like that. And then she won, and then American Badass comes out of nowhere and then steals your thunder because it's American. And I didn't even hear the song loud enough. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where's the Kid Rock in this shit, bitch? What the fuck?
I just saw it.
Not even Kid Rock. Give me some fucking Limp Bizkit. They need money right now. They'll take anything.
I love Limp Bizkit, by the way. I saw it, and all I thought when she put up her hand and did the fist, I was like, this is lame. This is garbage. That's all I thought. I was like,
I was asking myself, is this over yet?
They should have bought Becky Lynch out at the end.
No, she's doing her thing. Well, let's get to the last
But she
part.
re-signed with.
Yeah, I know, but that's just Becky Lynch. Let's get to the last part of the night. Vince McMahon, I got a nice little thing for this too. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Drinking 3 beers, he's having fun. Here we go.
Lights down, low, we're in the zone. Talking legends on the microphone. Steel cage stories, breaking bones. P.UW.F can feel at home. Underdogs rising to the top. Flashy moves, they never stop. Voice of the fans, now stop talk. Walking in legends, steps we rock.
Now, we'll go with the speculations first and then the news of how you look at it, good or bad, later. Now, let's talk about that Vince McMahon has bought a studio and is on the talks and on the step up to make a roster. Since Mr. Krishan the Dawn is a special guest, who do you like? What are your thoughts on that? And who do you think, in your mind, will jump ship to go over there?
Well, you got to remember. Sorry, I didn't have any names like on the top of my head. Okay. The only name that I thought off the top of my head was John Cena. But
probably
you do got to remember there are. I think we got to stop falling for the dirt sheet podcast like kind of narrative and understand that there are a lot of people that are very loyal to Vince McMahon and they dedicate their entire existence as a celebrity to Vince McMahon. The Rock is one of those people. You know what I mean?
Rock is another one.
Yes. So yes, that's actually a good one, Joe. I know that's probably one that was on your list, but Brock, I could see Brock. I could see You know what? Go to somebody else. But let
I
me
got
just
you.
put.
I
I just
got
wanted
you.
to put
I got
that out there. A lot of
I got
people are more loyal to Vince than the wrestling podcast world will let on. They
True.
all make
Now,
you think that everybody hates Vince, but they really
of
don't.
course.
They love Vince.
I know that's just the documentary on Netflix. While on Netflix was really not really helping him at all. But I will say this: my thoughts. Well, before we get one by one, shout out to B-Mac, shout out to Milano Bob with 3 B's on Twitter. My 5, just to say 5, right? Automatically Ric Flair, because he goes anywhere for money. Then I would say,
Damn.
you know, damn well he will.
He's not wrong though. He's not wrong.
Yeah, he's not.
Motherfucker
He
makes
go
money
anything for
everywhere,
money.
though.
He was on the General commercials. I would say after that, I would say Batista, because Batista, as much as he wants to be a literal piece of shit, he would just go wherever he needs the money as well. He would as well. I would say the majority of 80s wrestlers that are not mad at him, a lot of wrestlers that are still alive, 80s, 90s wrestlers would just jump on Hogan, Jimmy Hart as well, a couple other people that is like maybe Bo Dallas, but thinking of main roster, Randy
Let's
Orton.
be clear.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah,
I don't mean to cut you off. Listen, let's be clear.
Austin Theory.
Hold on. B-Mac, go, please.
Listen, y'all got it twisted here. He ain't going for anybody that's over 65. He's finna rebuild an entire new brand of next generation talents, and half that main roster, if given the opportunity, will sign with him. And that includes Seth Rollins, and given the opportunity. And Becky too. Charlotte too. Half that main roster that we see right now would sign with him and leave WWE if given an opportunity. It's way more than 5, and it's damn sure not nobody that's in the past. It's current.
Nice.
That's not true. That's not true. Wrestling has always been about legends. And the fact is, like, there's a reason why AEW has Chris Jericho as one of their top stars.
I mean, that's fine, but you ain't building a studio of has-been fossils. You getting current talent that can still go.
No, absolutely. I agree. I'm not fully in disagreement. What I'm saying is, like, the past, though, is very important, and Vince knows that. Like, the wrestling lore and tying in legends to his new promotion is very important, especially legends that he created. Like, he's gonna has to do that.
But here's the thing: what's gonna sell that is younger bodies who can go. That's what's gonna have people tuning in. Like, you're not tuning in for no Jimmy Hart. Like, what the fuck for? Like, you can watch WWE classic footage for all of that.
Yeah.
Then why isn't AEW making why isn't AEW killing in the ratings right now? It's not about younger.
I mean, because this ain't about. Listen, we ain't talking about AEW. Listen,
that's true.
We ain't talking about AEW. We're talking about Vince and what he finna do. And what he finna do is trying to undermine WWE. That's what he finna do. Like, we ain't talking about AEW. Like, that's past tense. Like,
yes.
So here's someone who nobody is talking about, and who has made it known that they were trying to start a wrestling promotion. And why not? Why not be that person? Be that person siding with Vince, since you already have the collateral and you've done a lot of the work already. Freddie Prinze Jr.
Ain't nobody taking him seriously. And let's be honest here.
Well, I mean, I think we got to talk about stars, like wrestlers. I think.
I'm talking about someone who's going to be able to get the company up and running.
Hold on now. Rich Holland is one of them that will go straight to Vince. He is not really well liked in the company that he is now. He needs to go someplace else.
Austin Theory. Austin Theory, another one.
Yep.
Braun Strowman.
Yep, he'll go quick. EC3 that's out in the open. Like, there's a lot to jump to help the kind of like piggyback B-Mac here. I will say that there's a lot of young talent before Vince left that he caught an eye on. And if given the point that Vince called him and said, hey, I can find a way to get out of your contract, I'll buy it out, but you got to be with me for like at least 5 years. Because Vince is not stupid. He'll do at least a 5-year plan. He'll do it.
Yeah, do it with a smile on their face and give Triple H the FU on the way out.
Yeah, let's not pretend like most people like have any integrity. You know what I mean? Most people will sell out and do it for the money. I have no problem with that. That's fine. Pay your bills.
Top dollar
That's what I'm
wins.
saying. Like
Yeah.
people saying, "Oh, you know what I'm saying?" Like, "Oh, he ain't coming back." First of all, he was never gonna give Triple H full control over WWE. Triple
Nope.
H, even now, he's just a nameplate with a face. He ain't running nothing over there really other than creative. So, with that being said, he can push whoever he want. But if Vince is calling you Daddy Vince, as they used to, oh, thank you, Vince, on social media, they leave Triple H with a heartbeat. And I would see Braun Strowman going over there. I can see Raquel Rodriguez going over there. I can see Charlotte. I can see Becky Lynch, because even though she didn't call him out, she did say he's like a father figure to me. And if they lose Becky, good luck with that, because who they got to push on that Raw women's side other than her?
Bro,
Rhea.
Vince could bring over a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
He should.
Roman Reigns.
And that's what people are
You know what I
underestimating.
mean?
They looking at, oh, nobody wants you. Baby, that's social media. Social media don't dictate them people who be in line just to chant his name when he was doing his farewell speech. Like, it was a fucking coat, which was sick to my stomach, by the way,
Yeah.
watching that. Thank you, Vince. Those are the people that's
the-
going to be tuning in.
The bottom line.
Yeah, but let's
is
also
this.
let's also not
Yeah, go on,
pretend.
Chris.
Sorry, Alex, real quick.
Go on.
Let's also not pretend that Vince might be able to pull Triple H away from WWE.
He sure the hell would.
Why
Mhm.
wouldn't he be able to?
He sure would,
Yeah.
because let's be clear. He still, in a way, is signing Triple H's checks because you banged the boss's daughter to get your job. So you owe him that loyalty, sir.
Yep, that's true. And whoever has Brock controls the wrestling company right now. Really,
Well, Vince
whoever
getting
has
Brock,
Brock.
let's be clear.
Mm-hmm.
Vince, Brock is automatic like that, because like did he walk out when Vince got in trouble? Like did he walk out and went home?
Yep, true.
Well, no,
So
supposedly
that's
he
loyalty right there.
was tied to the case with the
No,
Janelle
when
Grant
Vince first
thing.
got in trouble and the report came out that Brock
He
left
left.
and went home and he didn't want to come to the show that night. Oh, baby, that's Vince's loyalty signing right there.
That was a Madison Square Garden show. I remember it.
Mhm.
Yep, there you go.
So
There
he
you
already
go.
got Brock in the bag.
Yep. Whoever has Brock has the power, honestly, because like
Yeah.
you have Roman Reigns, you have Seth Rollins, you have Kenny Omega, you have all these other guys, but whoever has Brock has the real power of stars, and whoever
Mhm.
goes under Brock, and Brock, if Vince says I'll give you $5 million to put over this young wrestler, Brock will say yes, sir, thank you, and he'll put over that young wrestler, and I will watch that show to see who the fuck is Brock putting over. Brock
Vince
put
got him
over
putting over Austin
Vince
Aries.
got the money to buy. Vince got the money to
Vince-
buy UFC if he
Vince-
wanted to.
The only person who can viably compete against WWE is Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Nobody else can do it.
right now in the moment. It makes sense because there's like I love the other promotions and there's a lot of this NJPW. Shout out to Omos. You just debuted in Japan. Love you, and that was from you, B-Mac. I saw it from your post.
I sent a video to the group too.
Yeah, thank you for that, Joe. You showed me that one, but the B-Max post on Twitter was the one that he actually was in the ring and like kind of like showing out. That was actually really pretty badass.
Mm-hmm.
I will say for Vince, whoever he gets, he has to get a good promotion of men and women. And once he does that, not if, but once he does that, we're going to go back to the days of the 90s where we have 3 promotions and we have 3 different things to watch.
Yep.
And by the gods,
and two of them going to mimic each other.
Yep.
And I gotta disagree with one thing you said, Alex.
Yes.
He just needs some good men. He doesn't really need a women's division.
No, he needs it. He needs it. He needs the women because for the
You ain't
demographic
finna
of the
book 'em.
guys coming to watch. That's the
You
point.
ain't finna book 'em.
Nobody's buying tickets to watch the women's division.
If Vince picked them,
No one.
Come on, Chris Sean. If Vince picks them,
Oh no, we're not
Vince
finna
is
act
the one
like
that picks them. You're gonna wonder
Hold
why.
on. In his defense, in Krishan's defense, now they tried doing an all women's pay per view and it did horrible.
It did
That was
horribly.
that was
They've
bad
never
booking.
done it again. 10 years
No, it's
later, they haven't done it again.
worst rated pay per view in wrestling history.
we're not finna act like Sasha. We're not finna act like Mercedes versus Bianca didn't draw seats when they did that at Mania twice. Like we ain't finna do that.
That's not what
Like, we ain't
drew
gonna do that.
Mania.
We ain't gonna do that.
But we're talking about Mercedes versus Sasha from back in the day. We're not talking about now. What have you done for me lately?
Her versus now, like she's been better. Like, what we talking about?
What,
We're talking about
Mercedes?
Vince.
Yeah.
She's all over the
Get the
internet
fuck outta
getting
here.
destroyed for being horrible.
Mercedes
at
been
promos.
trash.
She hasn't been.
She ain't been
She
trash
hasn't
since she
gotten
got to
better, and
AEW. Don't do that.
she's been on TV
Garbage.
for 15 years and hasn't gotten better.
Oh
Not
my
one woman on the
What?
on the roster has gotten better on a promo.
That's a lie. So
Name one.
see,
When you have Busted Open Radio coming on and saying how Mercedes hasn't done anything for wrestling recently, how they need to whitewash her gimmick and start over because she's trash.
We're not gonna act like she ain't the first female to go to New Japan and sell out pay-per-views and have a created championship around her presence alone. We ain't gonna do that. Charlotte couldn't do it. Hold up, wait. Let me finish.
Mercedes.
Let me
You
finish.
can say Mercedes can do it all she wants.
Let B-Mac finish.
Let me finish.
Go
ahead.
Let me finish. Charlotte couldn't go to Japan and sell out 3 pay-per-views with her name just because she's a Flair. She couldn't elevate a women's division around her star power alone just because she's a Flair. Mercedes did it though. She had a foreign company create a championship around her presence just so they can sell out shows in the US, and she's main eventing every last one of them and sold them out under her name power. What are we talking about? She ain't elevating women's wrestling. Let's not do that. Let's not do old talking points from 10 years ago. Let's be relevant.
The only time that she made a buzz in New Japan was because she either botched or fucked up a promo.
That's absolutely a lie.
She did not. Hold on, wait. Let me finish. You're cutting me off.
Let him finish.
You're cutting me off. She only went viral for botching or fucking up a promo. Her debut. Her debut. Hold on, you're not letting me finish.
Her first 3 shows that she sold them out.
Let him finish. And then
listen, her first 3 shows that she.
Hold on. Secondly, Japan demographic selling out in that demographic isn't proof of anything. Prove that she sold out that demographic. What else was on the card? What else was selling at that point?
Right. She sold out with Kenny Omega's on the card.
Hold on. Let me
She sold out with Kenny Omega's name on it. What are you talking about?
Let him finish. Let him finish.
I'm going to say this last thing, and then I'm going to let you go. Prove that she was the one in that demographic that sold that out. What else was on the card? And I don't know. Anything else that I saw was just a botch or just a screw up in a promo. I don't see any kind of like thing of her changing women's wrestling.
See, that's the thing. You see what you want to see. You ain't actually seeing the material. You got companies out here fighting to have her over there with championships on her just so she can bring star power to their division. She just won a British championship, and they're already saying, oh, she's going to bring more eyes to our division because she's a superstar. You couldn't do that with anybody else but her. Currently, let's be real about that. If she's not changing women's wrestling, then like, why all of a sudden companies want to crown her champion? Like,
yeah, wrestling companies are run by Mark, and they overpay for wrestlers all the time.
Let me finish.
Just a second. B-Mac, go.
Sir, let me finish. If she's not viable, ain't nobody checking to put championships on you from other promotions if you ain't buzzing like that. Come on.
You're talking about AEW? AEW overpaying for people,
sir. Don't be condescending. Let me finish.
Overvaluing
don't be
people,
condescending. Sir, don't be condescending to me.
Okay,
sir. Let me finish.
I love you guys so much. Now,
Tony Khan's not a good example. He's not credible.
Let me finish.
Terrible example.
Alex, let me finish.
Finish.
I respect my elders, but let me finish. What I'm saying is that if ain't nobody checking for you, there ain't no other company not named Tony Khan putting championships on you. I'm talking about New Japan and the championships that she's been winning since she's been in AEW outside of AEW. Like, I'm not crying for you and checking for you if you're not viable. So don't say that she's not elevating women's wrestling.
How many tickets has she sold? How much merch has she sold?
She's one of the top 10 merch sellers currently. What are you talking about?
In AEW? What does that mean?
Yes.
You're not looking at the relative of what company she's in.
I don't care what company she's in. She's getting
it's important.
And
that's the point.
Talking about her.
It's irrelevant then. Your point is irrelevant.
Anytime she went to spend,
this is
people
where
talk about
merch doesn't make any sense because CM Punk was a top merch seller in AEW when he was gone a year. So that's how that doesn't make any sense.
it. My point is that at the end of the day, she's changing the game of women's wrestling in terms of women getting more opportunity. Hell, she just got Stephanie Backer signed because she wrestled her on a fucking AEW pay-per-view. They wasn't checking for her until she wrestled
Nobody's
Mercedes.
watching
Let's talk about it.
AEW.
That got
Nobody's watching
salty.
AEW.
Let me finish.
I will.
Can I finish, please?
Stop all. Okay,
Can I finish?
stop all this real quick. I want to say this
Go
real
ahead,
quick before because we'll just go into another hour of just ranting everybody. And I love everyone's opinions and
My
views.
point
on
is
wrestling.
this. My point is this. When you wrestle Mercedes in 2024, or 2025, she gets you a signed contract. Ask Stephanie, ask Julia. Hey, how you doing?
I don't even know who these people are.
Well, that's
I
your
do.
problem then.
I do.
Nobody
That's your
knows who
problem
they
then.
are. Stephanie and Julie. Nobody
I
knows who
do.
these people are.
That's your
I
problem
do.
for not knowing. Everybody else knows because she got signed for wrestling Mercedes.
No. What I'm saying
Hey.
is we're talking about the difference between
WWE
being like,
wasn't checking for Stephanie until she wrestled Mercedes on AEW.
no. My
pay-per-view.
point.
That's what
My
I'm talking
point
about.
is we're talking about mainstream fame, which is more like WWE. You know, those
Child
kind of
Mercedes been
wrestlers.
a star. She's been a star for the last
She's
12 years. Like, what
not.
are we talking
She's
about?
really not,
Okay.
bro. She's really not.
I will be
she's
the middleman in
overpaid.
this. Okay, I will be the middleman in
Overpaid.
this. Okay, I will be the middleman in this, and I will stop this conversation right here and say this.
So you
Krishan,
saying that her? Wait, hold up.
Yes.
Wait.
By the way, let the
Overpaid
record
as in,
show
like,
that I was quiet and let you go, Alex.
I know.
It's
I know.
B-Mac that's
It's
not
okay.
letting you go. Go
B-Mac,
ahead.
say your point, and I'm gonna say mine, please. Thank
'Cause
you.
I don't want to
She's
hear
overpaid
later
how?
you both
So-
weren't letting it happen.
I know.
she's overpaid how? Like, explain. Because
Okay.
if this was anybody else,
Yes.
would we be saying this about Charlotte being overpaid too? Like, let's keep the same energy.
Okay. The
Yeah, I
point
think
he's
all,
bringing
I think the entire women's division is just supplemented by the men's division. I don't think it's at the value that you guys are putting it at, or you
Yes.
at least BMAC are putting it at. It's
Okay.
like there's a
basically, you
value
would
to
want-
it. It's just not valued at what you think it is.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, like if it were up to you, like you wouldn't like have a women's division in 2025 landscape of wrestling. Like
No,
what type
I'd make all women wrestlers valets.
what
And,
type of
managers.
1960s bullshit is that?
No,
It
let's stop right
actually
there.
made because
Yes.
it made money and was actually compelling to watch. You want to watch a woman do a tope suicida? That's not entertaining, bro. It's
Okay.
just not.
That sounds like something Jim Cornette would say. That sounds like
B-Mac.
something Vince.
Now,
I don't
B-Mac
care who
was
would
a-
say the same thing that I say.
I'm just
That's not an
saying.
argument,
I'm
bro.
just saying.
That's not an argument. You're just saying that I
Like,
would
what
say
type
the same
of
thing.
like
Jim
forward
Cornette
thinking is
would
that?
say.
But they made
I don't
Randy
care if it's
Like,
1960s.
that ain't
I'd love
fair.
to go back to the
Okay.
1960s.
Okay.
Like,
I have to
what
do
type
this
of
because I love
wrestling
you
is that?
guys. Sorry about this. I'm gonna just do this. Give me a second. There we go.
Calm down.
Anyway, I get Krishan's point because sex sold.
Okay.
Yes.
And
That
sex still
sells.
sells. Like, when has it not sold? Like, what are we talking about?
Okay.
You're trying to
Sex
say though
sells.
that women
The more
doing hurricanranas
provocative.
sell more than tits and ass. It's just not true. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's a harsh reality.
There
but
was a
it's
point in
true.
time
You're
when,
trying to
I
say
don't
that
know,
it's
not
like
too long.
hold on,
Let me finish.
BMAC, I'm trying to
BMAC?
finish. I'm trying to finish. You're trying to belittle it to like me going like, oh, that's some 1960s kind of thinking. I don't
Yeah, because
care.
you sound like
Whatever
basically
you
you
wait.
want women in the kitchen or some shit.
Back.
I'll
Let it
let
finish
you
the
finish.
back.
I promise I'll let you finish. You're trying to belittle it to like insulting me by saying that it's some 1960s thinking. I don't
Yeah.
care if it is 1960s thinking. It's reality. Tits and ass sell more than women doing hurricanranas and suplexes. It is what it is,
Okay.
bro. Stable made more money in the business than Sasha Banks. She drew more
Doing what,
ratings
a
than
Playboy?
Sasha Banks. Is that
Yes,
because
doing
she
that
had to
stuff.
do a
Playboy?
fucking power bomb, or is that because she had a 33 double D special fucking tit size? It's reality, bro. We love sex. We're men. It is what it is.
It's true.
Duh. But then what
Okay,
are we
so why
talking
are you
about? We just
pretending
talking
like
about,
I'm being
Mercedes in
antiquated in
general.
my thinking? It is what it
We was
is. Why are
talking
you
about-
pretending like I'm being antiquated?
Oh, so
Okay.
you stuck in the era that's bygone. Got you.
There you go.
Got
It's
you.
not bygone, bro.
Got you.
You're
It's just-
pretending
no,
it's
okay.
bygone when in reality
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
here. We like
Okay,
tits and ass. We're men. We like
People
sex.
want to
We're
want to
not
pretend
fat.
like that area is gone, but it's really not.
Okay.
Yes,
I was
it's
saying,
maybe, bro.
He
Thank
never
All right,
left.
B-Mac. All right, Joe, B-Mac, Krishan, thank you for everything that I'm saying right now. B-Mac, he has a preference of wrestling. We're not going to judge a person on a preference of wrestling. That we never do that
Oh
here
no,
on the podcast.
I ain't judging.
But what
No,
I
he
will,
could judge
I just
me.
got to
He could
call
judge me
bullshit
all
when
he
I hear it.
wants.
That's all.
okay, that's
You can
fine.
judge me
That's
all
fine.
you want.
That's your
That's what we're
right for free
doing.
speech.
Yeah.
The point I'm saying now,
You
everyone
are.
doesn't either likes or doesn't like Mercedes Moné. What we're talking about here is Vince McMahon's new promotion and everything else. What we're going to talk about next and get next to it is Vince McMahon is saying that as Joe said, the allegations that passed by have said that they've been false. What we're going to talk about is that. Okay, and after that, we're just gonna end the show. Jesus Christ, 2 hours of just ranting. All right, Joe, please explain what happened.
Which one? You're talking about the Vince McMahon closing of the case?
Yes.
The first case against Vince McMahon has been closed. He had to pay I believe it's 1.35 or 1.55 million dollars back to WWE.
It was a 1.7 million.
The hush money case.
Yeah, it wasn't much. And then it was $700 something $1,000 to somebody else. It was under 200 grand. Under 200, under 2 mil.
Okay.
But that's it. Case closed. Done. Move on.
That one is, but the Janelle Grant case is still going on.
Yeah, but now that case is closed, he can now use evidence from that case towards the Janelle Grant case, which is what he was waiting on doing.
Yeah.
He was waiting for the Janelle Grant that case to close so that he can use ammunition from that case into the Janelle Grant lawsuit.
But let's be real. Also, the Janelle Grant case. Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
It's gonna blow her anal open.
Yeah,
she's not ready for all them guns.
It really fucks her. I really think it does.
It's gonna be bad.
Because the whole point of the hush money case was that Vince was paying all this hush money to keep this case quiet, and supposedly it's the Janelle Grant case that he was trying to keep quiet. Now, what it's looking like is that was all a bunch of nonsense. That was all just like media narrative, and that's not actually what was going on. It was Vince, kind of basically like if Vince were to say to like Brock Lesnar, right? He were to go to Brock Lesnar and say, "Hey, I'm going to sign you for $7.5 million." And then Brock goes, "Okay, sure, I'll sign with you." That's automatically illegal if Vince didn't disclose that first with his board, with the board of directors of WWE. So that's kind of what was going on. Was Vince was negotiating contracts, and I think it was more of Vince being like doing the old school thing and kind of trying to like, strike while the iron's hot with certain people and not trying to wait on a board to get an answer. And he was doing deals, and now he has to pay money to
And I'm not saying he probably didn't sleep with women, because I mean he's a rich guy. He's a rich, powerful man. Women are attracted to it.
Listen, Joe, if you're the genetic jackhammer, you're gonna bang a lot of women. Let's be honest.
Exactly. If I got a bank book like a Vince McMahon and I got a history like Vince McMahon, I could walk in any building and know that I could probably hit anybody I wanted.
As soon as you walk in, they see your grapefruits.
Yep.
They're ready to fuck just as much as you are.
Marry women and everything.
But that was the whole thing with the Janelle Grant lawsuit. The whole problem with that was, I think, is what it was she was a side chick. She wanted him to leave his wife. He wasn't going to leave his wife, and then wanted to end everything. And then that's when the lawsuit came to be.
And where Vince kind of messed up, I believe, is I think he did make her believe that he was going to leave his wife. That might have been where he screwed up.
Probably, but people do that.
What I think was he quit giving her money, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm for the tell now."
Yes,
that's a possibility too.
Did you guys hear the story about the Skip Bayless thing, where the woman, she was like sleeping with him to get like higher positions and get her own show, and her whole plan was that once this all kind of falls apart, and even if I let's say I lose my show, I'm going to come out and say Skip Bayless was sexually assaulting me. I think a lot of these women, more of these women than we think, were actually planned that stuff. and actually plan like, okay, once all this like falls apart, I'm gonna give up my pussy, but once all this falls apart, I'm gonna pretend like it actually, like, you know, I was raped or something like that. I was coerced. And I think it's a bunch of nonsense. I think they just kind of like played the game, and that's part of the game.
What? That shit sounds ridiculous. Are we overlooking the fact that he had that case with the referee from the 80s too that still hasn't been settled?
Talking about
Like,
Rena Chatterton?
Yes.
That shit
What
is
does that
done.
have? What does that have to do with?
That case is closed. That's done.
That's not my point. My point is he has a history of violating women. Like, what are we talking about?
No, you said it was open still. That isn't your point. You're trying to change it
Like,
now.
he has a history of violating women and getting away with it. Like, what are we
No,
talking
he has
about?
a history of womanizing.
Yes, he has money, but like,
okay, is that illegal?
Let me finish, sir, please. Thank you. My
We're
point
talking
is
about
that
legalities, though. We're
let
talking
me
about
finish.
legalities. So I don't want to hear about your like
I
narrative.
understand. Let me finish. I'm trying to be respectful of my elders on the show. Thank you. What I'm saying is that just because he has money, that gives him the right to like violate women, like just because? Like, what are we talking about?
Now, can I ask you a question, B-Mac? And,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not insulting you. Are you a straight man?
Look, I like dick. And what they got to do with anything?
No. That's why I'm saying you don't understand that men like to womanize.
Listen, first of all,
That's
what
like,
you're not
that's like
finna do,
perfectly normal.
what you're not finna do, don't patronize me with my sexuality. That ain't got shit to do with the conversation. Leave that
It
there.
does, because
Don't
we're
do
talking
that.
about
No,
talking about
no,
a
it don't.
sexual
It doesn't,
assault
Chris.
case, so it does.
It doesn't, Chris. At this situation right now, B-Max sexuality is just a context of talking about.
Like,
No. Let me tell you why. Because we're talking about a sexual assault case between a man and a woman, so it does matter.
So that means that I can't understand what happens
No, you
between
can't.
like the sexual
You can't.
assault.
No, you can't.
Okay, then. Okay. Like,
You
don't
can't.
do that. Don't do that.
You can't,
Leave
though.
that
I'm sorry. It's
sexuality shit at the
reality,
door.
sir. It's reality.
That ain't got shit to do with my sexuality. Stay in
It
your lane.
does. The case has
Stay
to
in your
do with
lane.
sexuality,
Stay in your
does it
lane.
not?
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
Does the case
Don't
not
do
have
that.
to do with no? Don't try to gaslight me in this conversation. Does the case
Ain't
not have
nobody
to do with
gaslighting you. You the one
fucking
that brought up my
sexuality?
Yo, who the fuck you yelling at? Who the fuck you yelling at?
I'm yelling at you, asshole. I'm talking to you.
Listen, you fucking cunt. Watch your fucking mouth.
Okay, and with that, I'm gonna end the stream because I gotta.
You're a fucking hoe.
Damn, Rican, where you found this? P.UW.F exclusive. This is the podcast for unappreciated wrestling fans. If you don't like it, suck our D-Walk, Joe BNCO, and the Invisible Man.